If you are feeling utterly lost, desperate, sad, if you feel like everything has been stripped away from you and all you have is what feels like all you have is just this pit of darkness that everywhere you turn doesn't seem to get any better, no matter how hard you try to pivot your life, change your life, find something new, and you just can't, and you feel like you've kind of lost all hope, might be time to start working with Hecate. Hey everyone, I'm Anya. Welcome to my channel, The Season of Anya, where we are a collection of yogis, witches, spiritualists, psychics, empaths, light workers, and everything else in between. A community of people dedicated to transforming their lives. That way they may have the strength to help others transform their own. We walk the walk because we know it's on the other end. Welcome to the Season of Anya. Today's video, we're going to talk about how to work with Hecate. And we're just going to get right into it. I have my handy little notes here, and let's begin. So Hecate, she's known as a dark goddess, which, first of all, if you are beginning your journey, this already may be kind of weird and offsetting. That's okay. A dark goddess, I used to think that being a dark, like associating with dark, and what is dark witchcraft? Oh my God, is that evil? Not necessarily. It's a part of life, and sometimes that darkness, no matter how much light you try to live, no matter how much good you try to put out into the universe, you get attacked. Life happens, and learning how to navigate in the dark instead of living in this fake toxic positivity environment is what's helped me learn how to walk among the dark and still feel confident and still feel illuminated and still feel guided. And a lot of that I owe to as my journey with Hecate too. So if you stay tuned till the end, I will go ahead and share a little bit about what I've been up to, what's going on with me. But it's been a real treat to work with her. She's a dark goddess, as I've mentioned. She is primarily known for being a very ancient goddess in Greece, although her roots actually do go back to modern day Turkey. So why would you want to work with her? Well, Hecate is known for protection, especially in terms of justice. If you feel like the scales have not been tipped in your favor, the scales of Hecate may favor you. Finding that path, finding that strength to walk a different path, to walk a different light, to find the light in the dark. She is a torchbearer. She is a keeper of the crossroads. And I know these are very big statement words, but what that means, she's a torchbearer at the crossroads. Everything looks murky. You don't know where to go. You're lost. You're completely and utterly lost. She will light the path for you. She will show you something maybe you haven't seen. Maybe you think there's left, there's right, but what about the third option? She's very much works in threes. She works also with threes, sevens, 21s are great numbers. So anytime you're doing a working with her, anytime you're doing a ritual with her, you may want to consider that, even if it's having that number around, doing it 3 times, saying it 3 times. She also invokes all 3 aspects of the mother, maiden, and crone. And she is primarily known for her crone energy. Now, what does that really mean, right? You may be brand new to witchcraft and working with deities. You may not have any idea what I'm talking about when I say these terms. The maiden, it's youth, right? And yes, this is divine feminine talk, but this can apply to anyone. Then there's the mother. It's that youth mixed with kind of being right in the middle of, I see youth and I see age. And then we have the crone. The crone, as who Hecate really embodies, is that dark, heavy energy. It's that ancestral energy. It is like grandma. It's like talking to grandma. Being a crone, again, it is a dark season in itself, as death is imminent. That's dark, right? Although we don't like always talking about that. Death is imminent when we're a crone, and our bodies are in pain. We're tired. We're defeated. things may not always get better, and we have to sit with that sense of peace, that sense of understanding, and that sense of finding comfort in the discomfort. And that's exactly what she can help you with. Hecate is also known for helping others in their journey of transformation. She works very much with shadow work. Days to observe Hecate, typically November 16th or so, is her feast day, which is just, again, a day to embrace her and embody her. And other days or moon cycles you could work with her are the dark moon. She's very much known for the dark moon as well. And as well as liminal spaces, so equinoxes, solstices, when you see both worlds. Think of it that way. So you want to work with Hecate, but like, what do you do, right? Where, okay, this is great, this is awesome, but what do you do? Well, you can have an altar set up for her. This altar in particular embodies a lot of different things, but I also have items that represent her and her energy and her strength. Colors to put on your altar, for instance, could be purple, could be black, like a dark red, very rich colors, very fall, fierce colors. Pomegranates, garlic, I got that pomegranate right there. Tools of divinity and divination, like say your tarot deck, charge it, connect with it. What else? Dogs. She's known for dogs, snakes, justice scales, keys, because she's the keeper of the crossroads. You could also go to a three-way crossroads, like outside on your street, nothing fancy, and just grab a couple scoops of dirt with intention. And we're talking like spoonfuls here of dirt, nothing too crazy. Put it in a nice, pretty dish. Put that on your altar to represent her. I also associate her with marigolds as well. I have some dried marigolds on my altar from Samhain. Mother Maiden crone statues, Hecate statues, anything that your heart desires, really. It's not about having so much. In fact, I recommend just getting an old TV tray or whatever it is that you have and just setting up a little space for her, and keep it minimal, a couple items. If you're an advanced practitioner, sure, go for it. But if you're a beginner into witchcraft, keep it simple, because what then you're going to do, you're going to set these items up with the intention of her, and this will feel unfamiliar. And then all you're going to do is show up at your altar. Maybe you might need to do it every day for a week. Maybe you're just going to say, I'm going to do it once a week for a month. Light a candle, close your eyes, and give yourself, honestly, a solid 3 minutes. Maybe listen to a song that kind of invokes her spirit. Hecate by Wendy Rule is a great song. It's very ritual. It's got the drumming, or maybe just some chanting music. You could chant her name, Hecate, Hecate. It sounds, I don't like sharing that side of me, but I'm working on it. But invoking a deity, invoking her. I actually have a whole video on how to build a relationship with a deity, so I'll go ahead and put that above as well. But just start showing up. That's really all you have to do. And let the rest unfold. I'm not kidding you. Get your butt up, light that altar, and show up. And what that also means is showing up in other aspects of your life, because that's how magic works. We get magic working by working and flowing with energy, but sometimes it's not about what you're doing here. In fact, more often it's not about what you're doing here, but it's what you're doing out there. And then over time, as you build that relationship, it comes. Suddenly you feel spirit in your heart almost whispering in your ear and giving you guidance, helping you when your boundaries and limits are being tested, helping you when you just want to burn it all down and know that, no, we're not going to do that this time. And knowing to trust that voice and finding comfort, finding guidance, following that light in the dark. Working with Hecate is not just something, or any deity, it's not just something you're going to do overnight where all of a sudden, okay, I have a relationship with her. My journey with her started, it's been going on for about a year now, but really my journey with her started 7 8 years ago, 7 years ago. And she was always there. She was always accessible. I have the privilege of being around a lot of witches who work with Hecate, a lot of coven and community, and we've done the feasts of Hecate's, but it was always like, I don't know, I wasn't called to her, and that's exactly it. And then slowly over time, I realized this is the time I need her, because we're going to share my story now. A year ago, I had what I thought was a really beautiful trajectory, magic, manifestations, all the things that were brewing in my life that I had been working so hard for, spiritually, physically, energetically, all the things, all these obstacles. I'm like, yes, I'm choosing better. I'm doing better. Life is finally going to get better. And then stripped from under me. Trauma after micro trauma after trauma after trauma, heavy, heavy, heavy stuff, just bam, 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 being thrown at me over and over and over again. And I will tell you, I, I stopped really consistently posting videos for this year. I'm barely getting back up and running, and I'm so grateful I am. But my life, my personal practice, my spiritual practice took a hit. I hated life. I hated everything. I was so over it. But for some reason, that voice in the back of my head, that light that I have for myself, for my family, for my community, for the world, for humanity, I know, cheesy, but that light in my heart somehow kept me going. And with that, I started making a more dedicated practice to Hecate. And it literally started like that, where I was like, okay, Hecate, I'm here. And then I realized, okay, I got to try a little harder. And you do that next time. The first part is just setting up your altar. Second time might be lighting a candle, but keep going back to it, keep feeding it, keep nourishing it. It is energy work. Magic is a give and take. You give energy, but also be sure to receive energy, because when you are able to find yourself in that really beautiful receptive state, that's when you get to channel divinity. And it takes time. It takes time. It takes years of understanding how to work with deities, how to build a spiritual practice. And I have all of that kind of stuff available for you here on my channel for free. I'm just trying to build a community of people here. We are building a community. It's growing. It's growing. And she is the hope that it does get better. And it's amazing what divine guidance can do to a soul, especially when all you've known is X, and it may not, maybe the life, your previous life was not a great one and was filled with a lot of strife and despair. But Hecate is somebody who will show you it will get better. We will tilt the scales in your favor. But it's also very much a giving energy. You have to pay your dues. You have to do the work. You have to show up for your practice, for yourself, and for others. And that's where the balance is. That's where the scales always must remain in balance. But if you live a spiritually balanced life, I can guarantee you it will get better. I also have a really yummy meditation. It's pretty short, just to kind of guide you into Hecate energy. If you'd like it, I will also link that up. And I want to know, how do you guys work with Hecate? Drop a comment, share. What are you invoking her with right now for? What are you invoking her for? What happened to you? What is your story? Why are you here right now? What is your why? Thank you all so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this video, and I will catch you on the next one.